And today marks the International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer. The United Nations says the ozone layer, which is a fragile shield of gas, protects the Earth from the harmful portion of the rays of the sun, thus helping preserve life on the planet. Anita Nkonge is currently at Mishoki Park, where the day was being commemorated amid concerns about global warming and climate change. Anita, what's the update from your end?
Well, Mark, first of all, I have to say I don't quite envy you in the studio. I've been having a lovely afternoon here at Michuki Park. Now, what has happened is that the Cabinet Secretary for Environment, Kereko Tobiko, was here along with Governor for Nairobi, Mike Sonko, as they commemorated, as you said, the international preservation of the ozone layer. Now, the reason the ozone layer is so important is that it is technically the Earth's sunblock. Right? And what had happened 35 years ago was that they discovered that there were certain emissions that we were emitting as humans from things like refrigerators, I beg your pardon, air conditioning, amongst other things that were affecting the ozone layer and creating a hole, particularly above the South Pole. What then happened was that they saw a spike in cancer-related issues such as skin cancer, things like cataracts. It was affecting animals and our overall health and ecosystem. So 35 years ago, countries around the world signed a treaty at a convention in Vienna, promising to help diminish the emissions that we were creating. 35 years later, that is why we're celebrating today. So today, the DG for NEMA also stated that they are working with the county government, with KRA, amongst other stakeholders, to make sure that we continue to lessen and limit our emissions. But something else that was significant that happened today was that the United Nations Habitat for Environment also handed over to the CS for Environment a report, or rather an assessment of what they have been doing and looking at green spaces in Nairobi. And something interesting that they stated was this: when they initially started this assessment, they went to the Nairobi County and asked them how many public spaces there were. The county told them 5. They actually found out that they now have 826. So the Cabinet Secretary for Environment has said that they will take a look at the report and see what else they can do. You'll remember that the President and the CS for Environment have categorically, I beg your pardon, stated that they seek to fight for green spaces and reclaim them. Some of the issues that have come up are some residents who have been in some of these green spaces. But I will be sure to unpack the report later on in our subsequent bulletins, as well as give you more information on the ozone layer and what is happening with green spaces in the city and around the country. But back to you, Mark.
Anita, I definitely envy you with the green that's around you, and God knows some of us need more cover than others. Just on a light note.